Was good, y'all. Now, thank you to everybody who decided to click on today's video. But as y'all can see from the looks of the title and the screen, today I'm going to be bringing y'all the latest 2K23 news. But with all that being said, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. Slashers, new badges, also the new defensive system, and all of the tweets that Mike Wang has come out with. But before that, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, anybody who wants to be a part of the Rich family, all you need to do is go ahead and turn on post notifications to see when I upload every single day. And go ahead and hit that like button. Let's reach 50 likes today. I would highly appreciate that. Now let's go ahead and get into the latest news of 2K23. So coming up with the first tweet, we had someone tweet out to Mike Wang. Now I'm not going to say his name or even attempt to, but we're just going to initial him BBM. Tweeted out, how many badges? There are tiers, but are there still levels like Bronze to Hall of Fame? Mike Wang did confirm that there are still going to be badges through the 4 tiers that we have seen throughout the past years, but this is really only the beginning because we actually do have core badges with certain challenges equipped to them as well. So for example, let's just say you have a certain badge like Limitless Range. To actually activate it, you might have to make 2 or even 3 3-pointers before the badge actually pops up. Now let's go ahead and get into the second tweet from our boy AJ. He tweeted out to Baluba, are hop steps gonna be very useful again? Not OP like they were in 20, but at least useful to do. Now this is what Mike Wang followed up with. Hop steps and Euros are much more useful in NBA 2K23. Now what this tells me is that anybody who was looking to make any type of slasher build going to be very overpowered to start out the year, at least just from going off of these tweets. Now we did have our boy Nelson say, the people seem to agree that the defense has a chance this year. So now what Mike Wang followed up with was, so far all the feedback from the playtest have been confirmed that defense is favored much more over offense. So he says we think we're in a good spot, but then Badge Plug did say, I'm waiting till She Love Comp plays to actually confirm this, and that is definitely true because when it comes down to the players who actually test the game, very different from the stage players that we are used to playing every day. Now, we did have our boy RIH, DD, and Telly tweet out, deep dive into core badge a little bit. Mike Wang had really said this, every badge has an associated challenge, whether it be a shooting badge, might require X number of 3s to be made, but when completed, you can slot that badge into a core slot, and which won't count towards your badge points. So, from my understanding, the best way that I can explain this is, let's just go ahead and say we make a build with 30 shooting badges. Let's say Limitless Range takes up 5 and it has a challenge. Make 100 3-pointers and this becomes a core badge. Once you make those 100 3-pointers, let's just say Limitless Range is worth 5 badge points. You're going to have it as a core badge, which means instead of having 25 with the badge on, you're going to be able to have 30 badge points and still able to keep on the Hall of Fame badge because you did complete the challenge. Now, for auto, interceptor, or steal, this is actually taking out the game, so no more auto steals. Huge W, because honestly, I would feel like there are times where you do time a steal in the passing lane and you still are not able to get it, but when it comes down to the AI getting it, easily much more compromisable, especially if you consider what the badge is actually supposed to be able to do. Now let's go ahead and get into the next breakdown, adrenaline boost. So these are going to be restored on shot clock resets or slowly working with the idea of replenishing 1 or 2 if you slow down and wait long enough. Now, from the next maker feedback, they're also going to go ahead and test this out for the defensive end, whether it be for the steals and blocks. This is going to play a huge factor in both offense and defense because now it seems like they're trying to get people to not spam dribble moves as much, but then vice versa, same will apply for the defensive end. We don't want people spamming square or getting steals just because they are simply spamming a certain button. So that is going to be the same applied for the blocks as well. But overall, I feel like we're in a good spot when it comes down to the dribbling from what we have heard, but also even more for the defensive end. Now, everything so far is sounding pretty good. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section. What do y'all think about the news that I have dropped so far? And y'all better be sure to go ahead and hit that like button and comment down below, where are you tuning in from watching today? So this next tweet from Mike Wang actually does say a lot about what we should expect when it comes down to the dribbling as well as the adrenaline boosts themselves. So look, yes, your boost will be filled completely on either offense or defense with possession changes. So in my opinion, let's just go ahead and say we happen to go ahead and get a steal right after a defender gets a rebound. That quickly is going to reset our stamina. That even may be a huge problem, especially because it's going to be not too realistic in my opinion. You're not going to be able to just get your stamina back in real life once you get a board. So that is something that I feel like may be tweaked a little bit. But as far as everything that we have heard is honestly looking very solid. Now, there is a new fast break rule in the game, where if you foul the opposing team on a fast break, stopping you to get a shot, you're going to be able to get the ball back as well as shoot a free throw. Now, Mike Wang did confirm that this is actually in the game. If this only applies for 5v5 as well as the normal game modes, I would say this is very solid, but let's just go ahead and say that we see this in 3v3. Going to be a huge difference in how we're going to be looking to play defense, because I know for a fact it was a huge bailout to foul the person who gets the rebound, and they already have people running down, getting the board, going for the score. Now let's go ahead and move on to the next tweet of the day, coming from Vince Logan, dunk commands. So if I make a left-handed player, does that mean the dunk commands are going to switch? Because Mike Wang did say, for the Pro Stick, you're going to be using it for right-handed players with the right joystick. But when it comes down to lefties, this is actually going to be flipped. So again, that's a huge W, because I feel like in every single 2K that we have seen, that when it comes to picking a left or right-handed player, the only difference it makes is really the screen saying that you're a left or right-handed player. It does not affect you when it comes down to your dunking, not even the shooting or the dribbling and the way that your player is going to be moving. Now, coming from Lowkey J8, Baluba, will the dunk meter make its way to current gen? Mike Wang did say, yes, the dunking controls are both the same for both gens, but you can only do the physics of hanging on the rim when it comes down to next gen. So honestly, the way that I feel about this is pretty fair, because I would have to say we are not going to be able to get too much of a new gen experience if they keep the game completely the same. So there needs to be some diversity between two of the games on current as well as next gen. But let's go ahead and get into the next tweet. So what we're going to be talking about right here is that if you have played next gen on 2K22, you're going to realize that we also did get the dunk meter popping up when we did use the shot button and not the Pro Stick. So that's going to be changed this year, from where if you want to go ahead and have that dunk meter pop up, it's only going to pop up when using the Pro Stick instead of the shot button. So that's something that I really like, because I wanted to be able to be diverse in that area and not really having to worry about having that meter pop up. Now from here, let's just go ahead and see what extra changes they actually made to the dunk meter in 2K23. So Ben Skinner tweeted out right here, so the round dunk meter is gone. Mike Wang did confirm the round dunk meter is going to be used for alley-oops, but it's bigger and much easier to read. Now, one thing that I really feel like they need to fix with the dunk meter is that it's only going to be able to be seen by the offensive players, because when it comes down to having the defense able to see that shot meter, going to be a huge disadvantage, because we do not want people knowing when we're going to be going up for a driving dunk or throwing an alley-oop. Now, let's go ahead and move on again. So right here, driving dunk ratings dictate how easy it's going to be to get block attempts. So for example, the flashy dunks are going to boost your takeover meter faster than basic ones. And then when it comes down to back scratchers, windmills and tomahawks and other flashies are much more harder to block in general. So Big Poncho did tweet out, so how come every time I go up with the back scratcher, that is getting blocked? Now the only thing that Mike Wang did follow up to this tweet is he replied, fixed. So if they truly did fix this, I'm telling you, slashers are easily going to be the best builds in all of 2K23, and that is honestly something that I'm going to go ahead and start the year out with, especially when it comes down to all of the news that we have heard. New dunk commands, probably even new dunks, and this is year of 2K23, which means the Jordan year. We cannot miss out. So I'm telling y'all right here, right now, you're hearing it first. Slashers are going to be the best builds when it comes down to 2K23. Now, as for when it comes down to a few playmaking badges, one that I am really excited about will be killer combos, because this is pretty much quick chain as well as tight handles being both equipped in one badge for 2K23. Going to be a huge W, and there are going to be new badges coming out still throughout the year until we find out exactly what this game is going to be looking like coming in exactly 29 days. So, if y'all are still here, I just want to go ahead and say thank you for the support. And honestly, I just want y'all to know I'm going to continue to drop throughout 2K23. So for everybody who is still here watching, you are definitely going to want to go ahead and hit that like button and sub up. But coming up with the final tweet tomorrow, we're going to be having Season 9 with the rewards of a tiger, jetpack, and more. And then when it comes down to my team, a lot of endgame and invincible cards are very fun to play with at the end of the year. Go ahead and test it out to build your own team. But I just want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who made it this far into the video. I love y'all, and thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity once again. But with all that being said, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now turn on post notifications if you want to be a part of the rich family. Let's reach 50 likes on today's video. And don't forget to comment down below right now, what is your 2K23 build going to be? And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank you, God, and Rich out.